Geek Out! Hey, and welcome to another Geek Out commentary. I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
We are resuming our celebration of 50 years of Star Trek after a 2-week birthday interlude for me and Jake with the last two Star Trek films that are currently out on home video. The reboot, the JJ Abrams verse. Star Trek film starting with Star Trek 2009. You guys got anything to say about this one?
Not really. I remember I remember I saw it in theaters, but I can't for the life of me remember whether I liked it or not.
I've actually seen this one in theaters. But we're almost done.
I'm glad it finally got made after years of researching the idea of going back to Star Trek in the Academy years.
Oh, yeah.
And then this being the final product, just absolutely being knocked out of the park when it finally came out.
You know, and I think it really did bring Star Trek to a lot of like new audiences, people that, you know.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You being one of them, Jake.
Yeah.
I saw it.
So, yeah, it's, you know, it spawned 2 sequels. Anyway, Chris, go ahead and get us started so we can get this show on the road.
Yep, so we are rocking with the Blu-ray release of the film. You should be good watching it on whatever you have, but it's probably the Blu-ray since it's relatively recent release. We have the movie all ready to go, paused at all zeros on the counter, so make sure you have that good to go. And I will give you a countdown and tell you to hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
I've now seen every Star Trek movie because I've seen Beyond as well. And I've seen Into Darkness. So
Now you just got to get on watching the shows.
nope.
Watch Trouble with Tribbles yet?
Nope.
Hmm.
Nope. I will, though.
one of these days.
There's Tribbles in one of these movies, right?
This one?
This
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And In the Darkness.
And Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock.
Mm-hmm.
And an episode of Voyager.
I did actually. I remember seeing this in theaters. All kidding aside, I did enjoy it. You know, I thought it was a cool little.
I want to say
Reboot
I
of it.
did enjoy it, but like not enough to watch it multiple times because I feel
I
like
mean,
I've
yeah, I
only seen it
wasn't,
one or
like,
2 times.
Diving back into the theaters to watch it, but I enjoyed it for no. And I knew nothing about Star Trek when I saw this.
Yeah, when it came out, I'd only seen all the movies up until its release, but none of the shows. Whereas astute fans of the show will know that I'm basically halfway through Next Gen now. Yeah. And I've seen like most of the original series.
In the original script, it was supposed to be the Enterprise, commanded by Captain April. But they were like, don't destroy the Enterprise. Don't start them out with the Enterprise A. And that was Randy Pausch, by the way. The guy that gave the last lecture. I think that guy's best known now as the guy that kidnaps Robert Downey Jr. in the beginning of Iron Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Farron Tahir.
It was
Oh,
a good
yeah.
0809 for him.
That was a really cool visual of seeing it coming through the wormhole and then wrapping around the wormhole, seeing nothing behind it.
Thor?
Yeah, feature film debut of a certain Chris Hemsworth.
Born on our
I
birthday.
missed him because I looked down.
You'll see him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he helms the bridge at one point.
Hemsworth, the bridge.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Who are you, me?
Yeah.
Fucking Mondays, man.
Hey, there he is.
Did Did I say to put that fucker on screen? Who did that?
His aspect ratio is off.
Someone refuse him.
That guy?
I nominate him to refuse.
By the time this movie came out, or no, I think a little while after this movie is when they were like, oh, Kirk's dad's going to be Thor, right? That's when everyone was like, oh, remember that guy? Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Thor enters principal photography the year after this comes out.
Gotcha.
And I remember being like, who? I don't remember that guy's face at all. Yeah, and I think that's the first time I've seen it since I've seen Thor and Ghostbusters.
That's right.
Yeah, he's in Ghostbusters too.
What about Black Hat?
What about Vacation?
Oh, I saw that.
I saw his scene.
Yeah.
And by that I mean his peen.
His peen, yeah. He's in it for a bit. Bye.
And just crushes it. Looks like he just exited the back room of a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
With the flaps.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like he's about to go into cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
This is a longer opening than I remember.
Same. Then again, it has been, what, at least 5-6 years since I've seen it.
Look at this shit.
Look at him in the background.
The original idea was to have Klingons as the bad guys because they felt that they were more iconic. But the producers were like, that would kind of be a step back because all of Next Gen was spent making them the good guys. So they're like, the original Enterprise ran into Romulans first on the show. Let's just make it Romulans. But let's make them tattooed pirate Romulans.
Mm.
Yeah.
He did ask, when are you from, right?
No, he said where?
Oh.
Terminated!
Has there ever been a point where the Enterprise or any ship has said raise shields and it's actually made a difference?
Yeah.
I've yet to see it in any of the films, really.
Why do I recognize her?
Jennifer Morrison from House and Once Upon a Time and How I Met Your Mother.
Out of all of those, for me, most likely How I Met Your Mother.
Maybe it is that, but let me check.
House.
Her name's Jennifer Morrison. Winona Ryder is in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, she plays Spock's mom.
The original idea
Oh,
is, and
yeah.
they filmed it, and you can see it on the DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. There's the deleted scene where you see Spock's birth concurrent with Kirk's birth on Vulcan. And so you see young Winona Ryder in her natural age, and then they age her up for the present-day scenes.
I know Jennifer Morrison from Warrior with Tom Hardy.
Oh.
She's Joel Edgerton's wife. Fantastic movie. It used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it still is anymore, so...
I'm the hero in this scene. I have to die.
That baby's not going to listen to you.
It's a great distress face on her.
This is the best thing. Like this, the prologue I think is the best scene in any of the reboot trilogy films.
I'm willing to believe you there.
No, it's powerful shit. But it's also, unfortunately, in the first 10 minutes of 2 movies we're about to watch.
And we've seen the third.
Yeah. I fell asleep during the third. Again, not necessarily because it was boring, partly. But, like, I usually don't fall asleep during boring movies. I was just
You usually suffer through them.
Yeah, I was just zonked out. No. Did they have to do that with that woman's face?
Yes.
They had to have, like, that weird alien face? Okay.
Yeah, because she's a weird alien.
I mean, they could have just been not. I finally get to listen to my own music.
Oh God, this is really going to hurt.
It's a Romulan. What?
He almost looks like a pine. Or pine looks like a Hemsworth.
Ooh. Ha 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 ha. I see. They show him get rocked.
Mm.
The original plan was to explain why you don't see Nero for like 25 years is because the Narada then drifts into Klingon space and the crew are taken captive. But like the people in the test screenings were like, well, then why wouldn't the Klingons just like take over the Narada and fuck up the Federation? And Abrams was like, right. so that gets
Well said, audience.
Yeah.
So now they're just drifting.
Yeah. They're just the official explanation is now they're just waiting for Ambassador Spock's ship to show up on the other end of the wormhole.
Mm.
Now, was there ever supposed to be a William Shatner cameo, or was that always just rumor?
It was scripted but never filmed. It was
favorite Slipknot album.
In the final scene where Spock meets Spock Prime, he's like, I can't believe that that we become good friends. And Spock Prime pulls a birthday hologram or whatever with like William Shatner, basically wishing him a happy birthday.
Mm.
It's Greg Grunberg, the guy that plays Snap Wexley from Force Awakens, among other things.
He also goes on to command a snow globe in the third Star Trek.
Yeah. That guy cheats. He gets to be in both. He gets to be in Star Trek twice.
Yeah. Oddly enough, doesn't recognize his adoptive son in the third one.
Yeah. That's supposed to be... Because, in continuity, James T. Kirk is the younger of two boys.
Oh, yeah.
That's his older brother.
Oh, here comes the coolest character in the whole universe.
Judge Dredd?
Yeah, these cops look so cool.
Basically.
Daft Punk cop.
Look how cool he looks.
Technically, I did it.
Yeah.
I just didn't stop.
Like, there's the coolest cops in the world. That means in this universe, the album Iowa by Slipknot is like classical music.
Yeah.
Wait, are you saying it isn't already?
Oh, well, it's almost there.
I want to die.
Trailer moment.
Oh, hey, that's
How
just
does
like that
that-
moment in 3.
But yeah, that looks
Beyond
way
with Simon
better.
Pegg.
Way better than in 3. That's one of the worst scenes in 3. That like stupid scene where he like
Yeah.
falls and catches himself. No, sir. Yes, bitch.
It's kind of wild. Isn't this like only
I don't even know if he's human.
Yeah.
Who uses their full name?
I mean, to a cop, I probably,
Yeah.
if they asked, I'd be like, it's John Frederick Posey.
Vasquez rocks.
So yeah, so now we had the best scene of the entire trilogy happen already, and the best character already show up with Space Cop. So
Yeah.
now we're coasting here.
To be fair, I don't know if he's a space cop. They're in Iowa.
That's true.
Earth Cop.
Iowa cops.
Yeah. Not even Earth Cop. Just
I'm gonna see if
Iowa
I can
Cop.
find out. I'm gonna go radio silent here for a second. I'm gonna see if I can find more information about that guy.
Congratulations, you have no emotion.
He does look like a little Zachary Quinto.
I did type in Star Trek Iowa Cop, loaded with Google images.
Nice.
I like that Vulcan bullies don't know how to react when they're like prey. Like they're like, "Oh, this is what an emotional reaction looks like." They're clearly perplexed.
This is what pain feels like.
Hey, look, it's Ben Cross from Chariots of Fire.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun,
With
dun,
pointier
dun.
ears.
Nimoy was given final script approval. He had been, when it was looking like William Shatner wouldn't sign on for Star Trek 4 due to contract disputes. He had drafted the first version of the Academy years, which they later developed for Star Trek 6, but they decided for a send-off of the original crew, you should bring back the original crew. So he'd been looking to explore the origins for, I guess, Voyage Home is 86, so it had been over 20 years at this point.
Yeah, this is not the most encouraging conversation to have with your son. Like, marrying your mom just seemed like a good idea for my job.
Well, they revisit it later
Yeah.
with the response I'm sure you'd be more amenable to. Josh, eat your stroopwafel. It's going to melt.
It's
Yeah, you
probably
haven't
already-
even touched your
It's probably
stroop.
already melted.
Look at it. It's falling apart.
Wow, now it's perfect.
Well, by the way, I like that the character's name is just Iowa Cop.
It is, and I'm looking up the actor who plays him. His
I'm looking at
name,
him right now.
Jeremy Fitzgerald. He's known for his work in Spider-Man 3, Live
Stunts.
Free or Die Hard,
Stunts.
The Avengers,
Stunts.
and Sin City.
I'm not sure about that.
Stunts.
Probably. He's only got 14 actual acting credits, but
He's going to be in
129
Baywatch, Utility Stunts,
Ooh.
The Accountant, Stunts, Independence Day Resurgence, Stunts.
He was in Batman v Superman as Stunts.
Oh, shit. You know what? He kind of looks like a
Cavill?
little bit.
Yeah.
Although I saw the stuntman who played Superman, and I don't think it was him. How's that working out for you, Josh?
Good. I'm not going to eat it right this second.
Because it's too melty?
No, because I don't think the viewing public at home wants to hear me crunch.
Oh,
if you want,
yeah.
I can turn off your mic so you can chow down.
If you would, please.
Captain America, Winter Soldier, stunts. Neighbors. Oh, he was the stunt double for Ike Barinholtz.
Oh, in Suicide Squad.
He was stunts in Independence Day Resurgence.
I hope this guy somehow finds this commentary and it's like they're talking about me for like 20 minutes.
Does he have a Twitter?
We've
I'll see
talked
if I can
about
find him.
we've talked about him longer than I was in the movie. Oh, he was in Jupiter Ascending.
He was a stunt double on War on Everyone for Alexander Skarsgård.
Oh, he's Joel McHale's stunt double on one episode of Community,
Get the fuck out of here.
which makes sense as to why why he got into Winter Soldier. I wonder which episode. I wish the
I'm going to find if he has a Twitter right
I
now.
wish
Jeremy
the app would say what episode.
Fitzgerald.
Oh, he was in Sharknado.
Well,
Oh, did you get to the Lone Ranger?
No.
He was Army Hammer's
Oh.
stunt double.
So he was the Lone Ranger, but not... He was doing all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet. He has a very generic kind of sounding name, so let's see if I find his Twitter here.
Yeah.
It's young, sexy Star Trek.
Oh, he was Iron Man 2 utility stunts.
Was this the first you ever saw Zoe Saldana?
Yes.
She was in that the
Cardassian.
What was that movie she was in where she was like an assassin, or she was with the
Columbiana or The Losers?
Losers.
Losers 2010.
Okay, so yeah, this
What was Columbiana?
A year or two after this.
Okay, so this was definitely the first
Yeah.
time.
No, he was also in The Rise of Cobra.
He's just knocking out like all the best stuff.
Yeah. Jake,
Yeah.
he did stunts in 2008's Rambo.
Oh, shit.
Oh, and Tropic Thunder. Why am I still looking at his...
Because he's in great things.
That's true. That's true. Both Crank movies.
I actually love the Crank movies.
Me too.
Those are fun as shit.
Constantine. The movie.
Oh, yes.
And Serenity.
It's weird because we know what their relationship's like later on, and it
Mm.
just... Chris Pine's pretty good, though. I like Chris Pine.
Yeah.
I think they got lucky finding him.
He had to audition twice for it.
Did he?
By his own admission, his first audition wasn't that great.
Oh, nice kick, brah.
I hope you can find his Twitter. I hope he understands how much you love him. We all love him. Or at least you and me.
He just helped me love the Star Trek universe a little bit more, so...
I like how his whistle is the hailing whistle, or
Mhm.
whatever you call it.
And this fight would go on to be referenced in the next two films.
I joined Starfleet on a dare.
That city really took me inside, you know?
Ooh.
Your aptitude tests are off the heezy.
Ooh.
I think Bruce Greenwood did a good job as the voice of Batman on Young Justice.
Yeah.
And Under the Red Hood.
This guy? Damn. He did an amazing job.
Hold up. I typed in Jeremy Fitzgerald's stunts. The Avengers stuntman loses a chunk of his scalp on set.
Oh, that's right. He was the Hawkeye stuntman.
Jeremy Fitzgerald went back to work after catching his foot a 30-foot fall and slamming his head into a brick.
Yeah, that stunt where Hawkeye jumps off the rooftop, turns around, and shoots an arrow. That was Jeremy Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good for him, but bad for him. But good for
Well,
him.
he's working again, so. Damn.
Was that a salt shaker?
Shake it like a salt shaker, shake it like a salt shaker. Yes.
Joke being
I like that
the,
shot right there. Kind of like Star Wars. Like we
Back
would
in
see
the
from,
original
JJ
series,
Abrams later on.
the medical examining tool was a salt shaker.
Ah.
We can't watch it now, obviously, but one of the things that pops up is Jeremy Fitzgerald's stunt demo reel. You can see all of his stunts.
One day I'll get that thing blown up so many times, they'll just keep giving it back to me.
That's true.
Oh, I think I found it.
I did too, I think.
Oh, Jezzo Fitzgerald.
Let me see.
That one right there.
I always wish the next scene would have been 6 years later.
Yeah, that's definitely it. I was looking at the wrong one.
That guy sitting next to you does not look like he's having it.
Oh, I don't know.
That's definitely not it either.
Yeah, no. Looking at this picture, that does not.
He looks a bit like John Boyega.
I mean, it isn't, but it would be nice.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of someone who's definitely not having any of it.
Well, Carl Urban had been a fan of Star Trek, and when he heard that they were rebooting it, he, auditioned it and watched all the episodes of the original series with his son. He was looking to do something a little lighter after, basically being the gruff badass type for years.
Yeah. He was my favorite casting choice.
So we can
And-
email him.
Probably character from this film.
It'd be between him and Chris Pine. I think they're my favorite cast members.
This is the last thing we'll say about him, I swear. And then we'll get back in the movie. Doubles. Liam Hemsworth, Trevor Donovan, Will Ferrell, Armie Hammer,
Yeah,
Joel McHale, Alexander Skarsgård.
He was in Blades of Glory.
He's got a fucking long-ass list of stunts. Good for him.
He plays Iowa cop very well.
It did. Under actor, Star Trek, 2009, Iowa Cop. Employee of the Month, Club Guy, Sands of Oblivion, Electrical Worker, Veronica Mars, the movie, Royd Tale, The Purge 2, Tom Hurst. So he gets a name, first name and a last name. The Purge 2. 3 years later.
3 years later.
That doesn't look like Starfleet.
This alternate universe could look like anything.
That definitely doesn't look like Starfleet.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Anyway, they
So
have
what
his
do we
email
call
address.
this emotion then?
They have his email address on here, and I think we should email him and ask him to come on the show and talk about being the Iowa cop in Star Trek. And like the fact that he's in like every superhero movie.
Yeah. And Joel McHale's stunt double on Community. Back to the movie, though.
He's also in Brand X stunts. He's been using Brand X.
Took you long enough, Spock.
He took the turnpike.
Yeah, I don't know what Eric Bana's doing in this movie. Like, we obviously love Eric Bana here. Every episode's dedicated to him, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Is this the first Eric Bana movie we watched?
On this show, yeah.
Yeah.
According to, apparently the vocal patterns he has in this film were improvised by him, which means JJ Abrams was like, yeah, go for it, Eric. Go. Yeah, that sounds good. Yep.
Yeah. Not yours.
Rachel Nichols from Conan. Are we going to get our gratuitous, like, Zoe Saldana lingerie scene?
We are.
The original reason that Jim Kirk, well, I guess other than having sex, hooks up with the Orion is because she has she runs the Kobayashi Maru, and so he uses her to implant the cheat that he's about to use.
Oh. This is the first time I found out that the test was about a ship. I never knew what the title of the test originally meant.
It's like the perfect Shatner cadence.
Yeah.
That was me. That wasn't Josh this time.
You feeling okay, man?
Yeah. I hate eating aggressively in movies to make you seem like you know what you're doing.
Me too.
Ooh.
Fucking Tyler Perry.
Oh. Remember when he was
Playing
in
Tyler Perry.
Remember when he was in Gone Girl and he was actually like fucking awesome in that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was awesome in Gone Girl.
That was true. That's true.
Yeah.
Not a weak link in that cast.
One of the best horror movies in
Last
recent
5
memory.
years, yeah.
Maybe that'll be my Halloween pick. Let me fix my shirt there. I do like that they get the origin of all this stuff. That's cool.
That I get.
Yeah,
That
and
I
this is something
understand.
that they've referenced this in like the original Star
Yeah.
Trek.
They never referenced that it was Spock that programmed it in the original. And they say that he got commended, for original thinking, as opposed to getting almost shit canned here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But he does in 2. And so does Spock in the other 2. So
He didn't assume command. He was given command. God, Spock, get it right.
Oh. I found Jeremy Fitzgerald's LinkedIn account.
It's the second best thing.
dude, I swear to God, I'm going to email him and be like, look, we started off watching all the Star Trek movies. We came up to your thing. I'm obsessed with cool-looking cops. You look cool. But then we actually looked at your career, and we were like, holy shit. Please come on our show and talk about all the stunts you do.
Do it.
What's the Laurentian system?
This is some Top Gun shit right here where they're like, oh, put them all in.
Could be.
Also,
a
this
new
is also
system.
like real-life Civil War and shit where they would like the cadets. And I think in Vietnam, too.
Here's the thing. At the end of the movie, I mean, spoilers for a 7-year-old movie, but who gives a fuck? Anyway, they're...
we're going to get there eventually.
yeah. They're like all happy and celebrating at the end. It's like, dude, all your classmates that weren't assigned to the Enterprise are fucking dead.
Sir, do you see all these cadets being called to arms? You need everyone. I mean, I've never known an academic suspension to get anyone not called to battle. You guys?
I can't speak from experience.
What was the question?
Sorry, I was busy looking up Jeremy Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I'm lying. I'm still looking at his shit. Come with me.
If you want to live.
Come with me if you want to lift.
I'm so happy, but I get blown up off screen.
Yeah. So
It's
he
snake eyes,
has
not
the look
bones.
of, damn it, I don't get blown up off screen.
Yeah, she does.
I mean, if you want to call it that, we just call it sex in this time period. I know that metro station.
This movie is like Loophole, the movie. Like, there's this. There's how Kirk takes over the ship later.
Yeah.
Got him.
I guess because of the continuity changes, we get a version of Kirk that we normally wouldn't have ever
Well,
gotten.
also in that scene, the
he
guy
grew up
doesn't
without a
scan him
father.
for anything. He could have just been like faking. He could have just faked it, and not actually had that thing. Because now
I feel like that's Bones' style, though.
he's fucked.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, now spin around it for 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then put it in space dock.
Yeah. I guess yeah.
And then let it escape.
Is there a space? Is it hooked on to something?
I think it's hooked on to Space Dock 1.
Hooked on a feeling? Okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There it is.
That's and the feeling, yes.
Instead of space dock being a giant like mushroom thing that ships go into, it's just
like a port that ships.
It's Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
The idea was
Deep Space One.
What's his name? Abrams filmed this inside a brewery. He was like, I like how the Titanic had a giant like engine room in it, and it's like, okay, all right,
That's cool.
I like how the uniforms in this one are just like t-shirts.
Yeah, over like the black undershirts.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, he was like, I want the bridge to make the fucking Apple Store jealous.
It worked.
Fuck yeah, it did. And it just keeps getting prettier in every single film, too. They just get adding shit to it. It doesn't do anything.
My wayward son.
Hashtag not my space dog.
I like how those two white things right there in the center are just like barcode scanners.
Hey, let's have a comedic thing at Sulu's expense, which I guess saves the Enterprise from getting fucked with everybody else.
Thank God you left the parking brake on, son.
That guy looked like Denzel Washington, not the weird alien lady.
Parking brake was on.
Basically.
I do love the visuals they add for the warp in this.
I like it in Star Trek Beyond, where it looks like, space, as it would be, I suppose, at warp speed, is moving around them.
Oh, yeah. That is
Sedative?
definitely beautiful.
Hilarious. I remember while I was watching this in theaters, I was like, that's too much.
That's the thing about this, right? It's just so tonally all over the place.
Yeah. I was like, I get the joke that you're trying to make, but it's just, calm down. I feel like the computer would be able to understand his dialect because he would have calibrated it to him.
If he was originally assigned to that position on the ship.
Hmm?
If he was originally assigned to that position.
Well, I mean, the fact that he has a voice authenticate thing,
yeah.
He would have had to have laid down his base. Hilarity ensues.
It's like a big scene, hey, we need to warn the Enterprise, but It's funny because I've got Mickey Mouse hands. And my tongue stops working.
And how long ago were you a member of med school?
Like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, I guess no. The academy would have been in between med school and now.
Yeah, that is a really pretty brewery.
People love the funny Star Trek movies.
Hey, it's an apocalyptic sky laser.
Don't get enough of those nowadays.
Wow, look at how many
Vasquez rocks.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a planet of Vasquez rocks.
It's Vasquez planet. Planet Vasquez.
Hey, Winona Ryder, isn't that a Stranger Thing?
Whoa. Hey, don't be trying to steal my job. Where's my screeching tires car crash noise? Get me that Kiss album.
Remember that scene in this movie where Spock's like, yeah, and like does like
the attack.
attack, and
The
it's
tomahawk
it's
chop.
very weird.
Oh. Atlanta Braves, worst team in baseball right now. Below 400.
Oof.
Yeah, that's why Seth Rollins made fun of him the
Below
other week
400.
on WWE.
Well, then you're fucking
Racist.
fired.
Yeah. Someone eject him out of this ship.
They got to save that pod for Kirk. It's like, does the Enterprise not have a brig? We just. What'd you say, son? Oh. Who was that on the bridge? It was just like, oh. Can you see R2?
He hits the windshield. Or there. Yeah.
I missed him.
Actually, no. I'm pretty sure he does hit the view window.
Not in this one, anyway. Yeah, Abrams said going in, even going in here, he was like, I was a bigger Star Wars fan. Thus, I guess fucking 6 years later, he directs a Star Trek or Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt like
Star Trek Beyond for it.
Yeah, though he still produces it.
Yeah.
I feel like Into Darkness is very much kind of like almost like an audition.
So much lens flare.
Yeah. Everyone's like, other movies have lens flare. Yeah, I get it. have you seen the lens flare in this motherfucker?
Almost the first shot was just a blank white screen because of all the lens flare.
There's a reason why people get on JJ Abrams for. I'm not saying lens flare doesn't look cool, but I'm saying he goes fucking overboard in this and Into Darkness.
Yeah. Enterprise.
Whoa.
My aspect ratio is still off.
At least that time he hailed them instead of just forcing himself. That is the nicest, sarcastic, go fuck yourself greeting I think I've ever heard from a Star Trek villain.
I don't even know if he was sarcastic. It's just fucking Nero.
No, I think he was being sarcastic. Either that or sassy.
There's like when he like the last little bit he says, it's just like the most like staccato.
He did the Joker Jack Nicholson thing where you just push the thing out of frame.
But it requires a really awesome sword.
Yes, I only fence.
That's one big gumball.
Don't worry, Josh. It's okay that the audience knows we're opening up cans.
Well, he already scratched her.
Look at me. I have a red shirt on. Oh.
Between this, Into Darkness and Beyond, how did free fall become like a thing in the Star Trek movies?
I don't know, but it did.
Time travel. It just made it so much cooler in this continuity.
Yeah. In this parallel timeline, everything has to be done.
Extreme.
Yeah. It's young, sexy Star Trek, guys.
Yep.
They free fall.
Yeah. Just like all the crazy kids do. They have sex with green women, just like all the crazy kids do. To be fair,
So this
they've always
is them
had sex with green
breaking
women.
the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Any second now, they're just going to burn up in it.
I don't even know what Olsen's up to here. He's just like, yeah!
Leroy! You know what he's into? Being stupid.
Yeah. This is what being an extreme adrenaline junkie gets you in the future. I'd say he's vaporized.
Detach! Detach!
This is just like that Katy Perry video for Rise.
Bad? Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
That's cool.
I don't like him. I announced my presence by yelling. They're speed holes to help you go faster, Sulu. No, that was a waste.
So much for seeing the new phaser in action.
Give it like an hour.
Yeah.
Or 45 minutes.
Smart thinking.
Yeah. Unless the parachute went the other way. It's like, oh, well.
We tried.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's cool. I have an erecta axe.
Yeah.
Everyone's always got to have an erectus something with you, Sam. Usually it's just a shun. I'm pretty proud of that one. The Romulan had two options for hands, and he missed both. Again. He's got green blood, just like a Vulcan. Kidding, I know it's because Vulcans and Romulans evolved from the same. What a bastard.
Well, that works.
To be fair, he's the commanding officer, but he's still ranked at commander. I never liked the little like caveat they have here.
Hmm.
It's like it's a field promotion. Fuck you. A scene so wild, we'll recreate it in 2 movies.
Good thing one of them kept their chute. Never mind.
Hey, getting rid of it just allows him to go even faster.
Move, I'm a silly character.
Yeah, Chekhov and Scotty really kind of get the comedic, there's a difference between like just having like comic moments and just being just nothing but comic relief, which is what they're kind of relegated to with all 3 of these films.
That always confused me, because wouldn't they have still been following at the same momentum and just...
Unless, I don't fucking... I don't even...
Precedence is set within the universe that when you go through the thing,
Mm-hmm.
your momentum stops.
Okay.
Based on an episode of Next Generation that I recently saw.
Good to know.
Yeah, because whoever it was like falling, and then they beamed on and they were standing in the transporter room. So might not make sense, but
Well, no, I guess it does, because it breaks them down and rebuilds them.
It's true.
So, yeah, they would technically lose momentum, because they're
I
ripped
guess
apart.
they were just falling from that tiny distance that they were
Yeah.
falling back in the Enterprise.
Well, he's dead. Good thing it was no one important. Or him.
Or that one.
This is just easier for the transporter room to beam up because it's fewer people. Why? You were able to get 2 falling people.
I just can't fucking check off. I'm losing up.
And then he lose her.
That's right. She gets reincarnated as the mom on Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm. And listens to Christmas lights.
based on all the memes that came out with the Stranger Things Christmas lights, I thought that it was going to have a much bigger role in the show, but like it just spelled out run. That was it. Spoilers but this comes out like a month from today, so you've had plenty of time to see it.
Will the Endangered Species Act of the future apply to him then?
Depends if it's been modified or not.
Yo, baby, you just lost your planet. Let's make out.
That's how it works, right?
Works for me. Every time I've lost my home planet.
Never happened to Superman, did it, though?
He also, like, usually never is, like, where, like, Batman is like, my parents are dead. Superman's not always, like, every instance he has going, like, my whole race is dead. He should walk up this. He should walk up to Spock and be like, "Oh, you got 10,000 left? Oh, only 10,000?" He's like, "It's just me." Or depending on which story you're reading, my cousin.
Yeah, flies up to the view screen of the Enterprise, just flicks him off.
Yeah.
It just keeps on trekking by.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you, bro.
Or I'll give you a bath.
No.
By causing genocide?
Maximum lens flare.
I'm a whiny little baby.
I forget, how far back in time did they go?
A couple hundred years? Because the events that Nero is referring to happen like after Voyager.
Right, so there's not even a baby Nero running around in the galaxy right now.
Well, it might be. Romulans live for just as long as Vulcans do.
Oh, okay, so there could be a
teenage Nero.
Probably just as cocky and sassy as this one.
Probably.
Aren't those the things from?
Yeah, but instead they just drop them in his mouth. They're just like, fuck it. We have no time for this earwig shit.
It gets there somehow. We don't quite know or care. It just does.
It's a Sherlock Holmes quote.
A relative of his.
Yes.
Even
an
in this
ancestor.
timeline.
Unpredictable. Basically, JJ Abrams going, fuck off, fanboys.
Yep. I get to write my own fiction now. Like you, Jim, you were never born in space. You were born on a planet. The planet Earth. And Iowa Cop was there.
Iowa Cop, the greatest character in all the movie. Can we, Jake, do like a Slipknot cover band, but name our album Iowa Cop
Yes.
instead of just Iowa? And have it be like the landscape shot of Kirk, like little baby Kirk driving the car.
Yeah.
We don't believe in brigs, even though you see one in Star Trek Into Darkness.
That was the first
'Cause it
thing
hasn't
Kirk
been
to
built
have
yet.
Ash put on his ship when he was given it a brig, so he'd never have this happen again.
Let's maroon him on a hostile ice planet.
It has an angry Scott.
And doesn't it have old Spock? Yeah. How convenient. It's almost like Spock was like, I know where to put him. Planet plot device.
There was a deleted line that Kirk was like, it's weird that I'm meeting all the people you know. And Spock Prime was like, I think it's the timeline trying to correct itself.
Mm.
I don't know why they cut it.
Yeah, I like that line.
Yeah.
God damn it, JJ.
I like how your knuckle cracks there. I don't know if it was picked up on the mic, but I like how they were almost perfectly timed with Kirk's like it was intentional.
Is it in these films where the star date starts to mean something?
No, it was Next Gen, the series where they started to mean something.
All right.
Oh, good.
Finish the sentence.
Wampas. Or is it a Wampa?
Wampa dog.
The snowman creature that Luke got captured by at the beginning of Empire.
Yeah, those were Wampas.
Wampa? Okay. Ah!
Wampa dog.
That's a terrifying zoom in there, JJ. There's always a bigger fish.
Hey, look, it's the monster from Cloverfield. Yes.
Much.
I don't know why it favored the smaller prey instead of the bigger one that it just killed, but fuck it.
Because it likes to kill. It doesn't like to eat.
This is his appetizer. He killed his main dish.
He
wants
kills for
something
sport, Sam.
or that.
Look at all my eyes, bitch.
Oh, shit.
Even all my eyes couldn't see this.
I'm about as agile as Ed 209, bitch. He has all those eyes, but can he see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Well done, Chris.
That was for Zach. I don't know if he listens to our commentaries, but I hope he appreciated it. Zach, if you listen to this, tweet at me.
Hashtag look at all those eyes, bitch.
I just wake up one morning at E.G. Nolan. Hashtag look at all them eyes, bitch. That's it. I'll be a happy man. How convenient that I just fell into your cave.
Again, Nimoy had script approval, and JJ was like, we wouldn't have made it if we didn't have his blessing. Because he really, as someone that's written, directed, and starred in these, in stories, he's really the core of it.
Look, old man, how do you know me? Brilliant. Understatement of this timeline.
I was like the random Nimoy quotes like, yeah, I failed. Like,
Yeah.
the future.
Still me.
Metal.
Nero went in first. He was the first to arrive.
Trippy. It's like that scene in Interstellar when like they're on the that planet for like
They
a couple
get back,
hours
yeah.
and they get
Yeah.
back. It's been like 20 years. I remember some of the audience when we saw it was like, ho, 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 ho. Probably me.
I mean, to be fair, that was never the intention. More like trying to stop an exploding star. That's what did it.
Doctor.
Prick. Oh, he never fought Spider-Man.
You don't know.
You don't know. That's Parker.
Yeah, how convenient that Spock knew to take
Pack
a
for
Parker
winter.
with him.
Oh man, it looks like they're in.
The Thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say 10 Cloverfield Lane, but yeah,
Yeah.
or the Faculty.
Mm. Oh, the Faculty, man.
Is that the one with Treat Williams?
I think so. It's got Josh Hartnett and directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Famke Jensen is in it,
Yeah,
as well as Robert.
England. I wish.
Yeah, no, T-1000. Robert Patrick.
I don't
And
remember
Elijah Wood.
Treat Williams in
Nor do I.
Faculty.
I'm a pistachio. Follow me.
I've never been established anywhere in prior continuities.
Yeah, we're about to get Scotty joking about being hungry all the time. There's your treble. You can hear it.
Yep,
There
there
it
it
is.
is. It's one of the few times you hear him talk. As far as all the films go. Because most of the time he just stays silent.
I thought he was wearing like a gothic baker hat.
Pistachio Man.
Captain Archer being the main character of Enterprise.
Poor Beagle. I really hope one of these films will show up one day. And Scotty will just be like, the fuck?
Remember in the original Fly, they teleport the house cat, and they can just hear it meowing, but they can't find it because it's just in space somewhere, and they're like, oh, shit.
Other Spock.
So this loophole isn't even Kirk's. Spock's loophole for Kirk.
Karate move. It's, I don't know why it's so awkward.
It's a kind of an awkward movie, like especially rewatching it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, he does a closed fist, too, doesn't he?
No, yeah, it's like a... Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
I never got caught in your timeline. Damn it.
He used to not be able to do that.
Sad pistachio.
It all works out for Pistachio Man. Don't
Hey,
worry,
I think
kids.
we need a protracted comedic sequence.
I'm in a vat of acid.
I'm turning into human goo.
Yeah, the plumbing in that place is pretty.
Because it's new. It won't be that pretty for long.
Pity.
Especially when it's filled with like 1,000 crew members. Shit.
You bring the xylophones in, that's when you know you're zany.
Yeah.
Just in time. That is definitely not as little water as was going through that tube.
You're right, Sam. That was just not needed at all.
Guys, we haven't had enough laughs in
It's
the last 20
Jason
minutes.
Bourne.
We know his name.
Yeah.
But does he know his?
Yeah.
You know, I am glad that Jason Bourne, the movie poster, held up the tradition of Matt Damon's face with words on it.
Dick splash.
I thought we agreed to use those names only in the bedroom.
I think we need another fist fight. We've only had like 4 so far.
It's not a JJ Abrams if there isn't at least 5 fist fights.
That's how Vulcans work. Like, you can show he's emotionally compromised, but he basically is just like, look, I'm going to be a dick to you until you, like, hit me lots.
Yeah. If it wasn't Spock, that never would have worked, too.
Security personnel in the background, like, so should we do something or?
Should we stun
Waiting
them
for
both?
captain's orders.
So is this where we step in or?
Saved by Daddy. Right? That was his dad.
That's Ted. That's
Yeah.
Sarek. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Disappointed. Can Vulcans feel disappointed? Is that an emotion that they're allowed?
I mean, I don't know if they're allowed, but he's got it going on right now. I'm disappointed in this movie. Dude, are there any good
Star
JJ
Trek
Abrams
movies?
Star Trek movies?
No. I mean, I'm enjoying this one. But
I mean, yeah, they're all entertaining.
Yeah.
But the question is, are they good?
I mean,
I equate entertaining to
That's-
good, so yes, I believe so.
yeah, same. Like I all I need for a movie to be good
Just entertain
is
me.
to entertain. Well, actually, that's not even true because there are bad movies that are still entertaining. You got me there, Sam. But I will say this is good. Into Darkness, not so much. But this one, good for me.
So it just makes it look like he made a dick move for the captain's chair.
I like Sulu's the only one that remembers. We got a problem, guys. He was made first officer. Like, oh, god damn it, are you kidding? She's like, you just got my boyfriend kicked out of here.
What a weird walk.
He resigned commission after I egged him on about his dead mother until he started to choke me on the bridge.
You all listen to me now. Buckle
I was
up,
very
Buttercup.
turned on. I hope you were too. Kirk out.
You know, just hang up the phone, dude.
This is where you get that conversation, Josh.
This haircut, for example, very
Unnecessary.
unwise.
but highly necessary.
Is he Aquaman?
He constantly looks
Aquaman.
constipated. You betrayed your people.
Just the Colossus attack.
It cuts him in half.
He's not Luther Strode.
Ooh.
Luther Strode.
Oh, they can't even get to Warp Factor 4 yet.
I don't remember the end of this movie.
He almost has a smirk.
It's that Siler in him.
Mm. How many of those drill platforms do they have?
Well, they retracted the last one. Presumably they fixed it. I don't know.
Yeah, I
The-
believe that's what happened.
I mean, we don't see it, but yeah.
I mean,
they
yeah, we don't
could've.
really. Once Kirk and Sulu fall off the platform, we don't really see anything. But the way that it was like retracting looked like it was like detaching it and letting the platform itself fall. Dust. Did they just mess up Saturn's rings?
Basically.
Those pieces of shit.
Sulu knows too. He's like, oh, fuck.
Why is Sulu such a terrible pilot in this movie?
Oh, it's the classic every possible scenario in every action movie ever made.
Won't need it.
I don't need luck. I'm a mix of every action cool guy ever.
You just lost all your civilization and your mom. Let's make out.
I will be back. That's how Arnold wanted to originally say that line.
I didn't want to use a contraction.
Monkey said the owl sounded too weird.
Owl
And
be
he
that.
said the Terminator doesn't talk like that. And James Cameron says,
Yes, he does.
I wrote the fucking script. I don't tell you how to act. Don't tell me how to write. And then the rest is history.
Does he not tell people how to act? Isn't that kind of like paramount to...
That's what Arnold said.
No, he tells people what to act.
This next sequence was supposed to be another fist fight, but JJ Abrams was like, "We have too many fist fights." So on the day
What?
of, he decided to make it a gunfight.
And now we get to see the awesome phasers.
That apparently ricochet off metal.
We're just stunning everyone.
Oh,
I do like the aesthetic design change from kill to stun on these ones.
The rotating barrel.
Yeah. And kind of the idea like they have actual moving parts to them. Like it looks like they load around each time. And that there's recoil to them.
What was that? He's just Aya.
Space
it
pirate.
was Romulan.
Hello, Earth. I'm Nero's drill.
Goodbye, Earth.
Goodbye, Earth Bond.
Now, he got the outer defenses for the planet disabled. But how could no one sense the ship coming?
Remember, like, that's how he jammed Vulcan, too.
He jammed it when the drill started, though, right?
I think it's part of the... I mean, he could just fucking... It's just fucking go with it.
It's fiction.
Yeah.
Why don't you just be like an internet commenter and just declare it a plot hole without even thinking about it?
Sucking shit on you then, too.
I do love to be shat on.
You just got shitted on. Or however that Wu-Tang song goes. Or that you already will.
Whoa. Future past tense.
tense. The second you sit in that chair, paradox.
Pair of ducks?
Pair of ducks.
Rotating chairs. How quaint. How novel.
How futuristic.
Yeah. Why didn't we think of this in the 23rd century?
That is a cool ship.
I need you to do like a slow motion jump because we need you to do more cool things.
Know my name!
Again, Abrams was more of a Star Wars fan. I guess still is, but it was Spielberg and his wife that convinced him to take the directorial role, because originally he was just going to produce. His wife, because she always liked the strong female characters in Star Trek, and Spielberg, because he's like, you're going to be jealous if you let somebody else direct this.
How many of those shots missed that cable and just went to destroy San Francisco?
6?
I don't know, but they more than make up for it in the sequel.
Yeah. Brother Nero.
Fuck!
Khan! Oof. What a weird run. Can no one, move properly in this?
Not the Vulcans and Romulans.
They're like the aliens in Galaxy Quest. Thermians, if I remember correctly.
Cool afterburner.
I'm terrible at jumping.
Something him and Scotty share in common.
Kiss him. Not when you're crushing my throat.
That's the second time we've had that shot in this film, by the way. Once with a sword through the back and once with a
Hole in his chest.
point-blank pistol shot.
It's a really cool ship.
Yeah, they modeled it after a jellyfish. I always like that shot of the Narada coming out of warp, out of nowhere, just appearing right in front of the jellyfish.
Why is that room so wet?
Yeah. Why are there some random rooms on the Narada that are just knee-high in water?
I hope it's shit water too. Why? I don't know.
The swimming pool is leaking on board.
This is the bathhouse. This may be a warship, but at least we know how to relax.
Mm-hmm. Please don't yell that out in encouragement. And make sure everyone's still attached properly. that doesn't look good.
Well, like one of those was good enough to make a singularity, so yeah, no.
Yeah. That big gumball you were talking about, now it's like a super singularity.
Thankfully, they warped away from Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's only Mars that gets fucked up. Even though these are future Romulans that have nothing to do with current Romulans.
And their Romulus was blown up, too. Well, we tried. Blow them up.
From an open hand to a closed fist.
Because what's worse than getting sucked into a black hole? Also getting shot at.
Yeah.
Do you think the vocal aria thing is overdone in movies these days?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Especially in trailers.
Yeah.
Although it is one of the nicer things that's overdone.
Explain.
No.
It's
don't
better than
give
lens
him the
flares.
chance. Let him wallow in it. So here's a question. To escape a super singularity, which we've seen, the regular singularity was good enough for them to travel hundreds of years in time, right? Or at least 100 or so years in time.
I think it was about 140 some.
To do that, to hit that velocity, wouldn't they be traveling through time themselves?
Yes.
I already forgot the question.
Okay.
Too much.
Yes.
Too much,
Let me-
too
let
late,
me-
and too
let me-
much Star Trek.
Let me tweet Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm sure he has like 100 tweets to complain about the science in this movie.
Because what they're caught in right now is already time being affected.
Yes, because the singularity is so powerful it warps time.
Yeah.
The event horizon.
Yeah, but you don't have to be that close to it to experience the effects of it. So, yes, they would have to.
All the warp cores, all of them. But yeah, so to hit escape velocity, they would be traveling through time, would they not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're fried.
I mean, yeah, dropping off. How many nukes were those?
I don't know how many. I mean, it looked like a half dozen.
Yeah.
And who knows how powerful they were.
The screenwriters were trying to, when they were explaining the premise to Leonard Nimoy, they were like, well, it's a little complicated, it involves time travel. And he was like, guys, I co-wrote Star Trek 4. And they were like, okay.
Yeah. Well, did you co-wrote any of the time travel parts?
No, that's why it would be beyond him. I hope they don't need to warp anywhere.
He's just now realizing that.
Damn. Now we have to spend 8 months traveling back from Mars.
Meanwhile,
It's stately Starfleet Academy.
Fuck. I've been discovered. By me.
and then I will fuck.
Many
Gratuitously.
times.
Still self-serving.
All your classmates are dead. Anyone that was on, say, the Farragut, really any ship that got there before you, got blown to smithereens.
Thank you, Medea.
But it's cool. Because Tyler Perry's happy. Yay!
Judy.
So he jumps from cadet to first officer to captain all through field promotions.
Yeah, but that was his official commission right there.
Okay.
Field promotions don't exist. They're not a full fucking commission.
Oh, yeah.
It's like when
That still means he just went from cadet to captain.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Without
like-
any real
Which is like
training.
graduating West Point and you're already a captain.
Yeah.
It's like graduating West Point within... Because he didn't graduate.
he just
He
did.
just did, basically.
Yeah.
But it is quite unheard of to go straight to
Yeah.
captain from
Yeah.
graduation.
Yeah. It's
I imagine you would have to be first mate first, and you probably wouldn't even get that right out of academy.
He'd be ensign?
Ensign is the lowest officer rank in the Navy, yeah.
Yes.
Bones.
Can we turn down some of these lights, please?
Oh, God, that one,
Bones
too.
is like kind of forgot about in this movie once he gets.
Yeah. Well, that's why Carl Urban was thinking about not coming back after Into Darkness. Pistachio Man.
And he's like, nah.
Which is nice that he did come back, because Beyond is pretty much the Bones and Spock show,
Yeah.
For a good chunk, yeah.
and it's the best part.
Mm. This is all about him getting a yellow shirt, guys.
Yeah, basically.
Watch it be like, fuck continuity. Sulu, you're my first officer.
The, I mean...
Spock, you drive the boat.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of address, like, Kirk's meteoric rise in the sequel. They're like, you didn't earn the chair. But even though you saved the Earth. But
Yeah.
Yeah. We did it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one more than I remember, but you know,
for me, like I've said on the regular show, when we were talking Star Trek Beyond, I'll say it again here. I've always kind of had a complicated relationship with the reboot Star Trek films because they are so both stylistically, tonally different than like classic Star Trek.
They're Star Wars films.
Basically. But I mean, like I always said, they are entertaining, but it's hard for me to make that separation. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask, like when it comes to these movies, because they'll be like, "Well, it's not my daddy's Star Trek," which isn't to say it's not my Star Trek either. It's like, well, it wasn't supposed to be. So, you know.
Yeah, as I believe I've said, I enjoy my Star Treks heavy on the philosophy, light on the action. You know, my
And comedy.
yeah, yes, very light on my comedy. My actiony stuff I like in the Star Wars. So I agree with you that they are not necessarily my cup of tea for Star Trek, but as a standalone movie, I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Probably not enough to own it, though.
Yeah.
Whereas I own the first 8. on Laserdisc.
Josh, got anything to add before we sign off?
I absolutely love the reboot. Just how they shoot right into it. And again, I'm happy that this film had been made.
I mean, yeah, it like I said, it's brought a whole new generation of fans and audiences to Star Trek. So that's
Also, R.I.P. Anton Yelkin and Leonard Nimoy.
yeah.
Yeah. Although I always would wonder what would have happened if we had gotten like the Academy years, but non-reboot style.
It'd be interesting. It'd be a hell of a lot different, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Is the new series following the reboot universe?
Oh, I don't know yet.
It is introducing them to the prime. No, yeah, it's the prime timeline. So,
Okay.
no.
All right. Well, it's been another Geek Out commentary. We're closing out our Star Trek series next week.
Yeah.
So, after it'll be 10 weeks of Star Trek. So, I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
See you next week.
Jeremy Fitzgerald.
This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a new commentary every Monday. We've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.